Before you could even process what was happening, boom! 2 F5s. Corey Graves, usually so quick with a quip, was just flat. The crowd, they weren't horrified, they were hungry, chanting, "One more time!" While poor Michael Cole looked like he'd just survived a car wreck trying to scramble out of the ring. This wasn't just Brock Lesnar, this was the Beast incarnate, hijacking the absolute final SmackDown before Wrestle Palooza. And if you're thinking this was just a random, chaotic outburst from a man known for them, you'd be missing the real headline. Stick around, because the real story, the one that's got everyone buzzing, is who he locked eyes with backstage and what that chilling interaction could mean for John Cena when tomorrow finally rolls around. Think about it. Lesnar hasn't graced our weekly TV screens since early summer. His contract signing with Cena for Wrestle Palooza, while a huge deal, felt almost perfunctory. Civil even. Until tonight, that is. What Brock did wasn't just a random act of violence. It was a calculated statement, a brutal declaration of intent. By attacking an interviewer, an innocent bystander like Corey Graves, instead of a direct opponent, Brock completely flipped the usual script. Graves wasn't scheduled for a match. He wasn't even a participant in the segment. He was just collateral damage, a brutal messenger Lesnar used to send a chilling, unmistakable fax directly to John Cena. I don't need a reason to hurt people. And that message, my friends, is crucial. It reestablishes Lesnar not just as a special attraction, but as an uncontrollable, unpredictable force of nature, a true agent of chaos. In less than 5 minutes, WWE reminded every single one of us why that iconic phrase, anytime, anywhere, actually carries real, terrifying weight when Brock Lesnar is the one holding the pen. He doesn't just show up, he dominates, he destroys, and he changes the game every single time. Picture the scene. Michael Cole, ever the professional, was ready to moderate a sit-down interview with Lesnar, a calm discussion about strategy for Wrestle Palooza. 30 seconds in, forget strategy. Brock, with that predatory gleam in his eye, just stood up, grabbed Cole by his tie, and unceremoniously dragged him into the ring. The interview? Officially over. That's when Corey Graves, bless his heart, made his first fatal mistake. He ran down the ramp, trying to play hero, trying to intervene. Wham! The first F5 landed, a sickening thud, folding Graves like a cheap lawn chair. The air knocked right out of him. He crumpled to the mat, barely moving. Then, the referee crew, ever diligent, swarmed the ring, followed by the medics trying to restore order, trying to help. And what happened? Brock, seemingly fueled by pure primal rage, turned them into human traffic cones, delivering a second, equally devastating F5. The entire medical team scattered. The crowd's reaction, though, that's what really tells the story. It flipped from genuine shock, a collective gasp, to an almost primal bloodlust, a roaring chant of, "One more time!" And you only get that kind of visceral switch when people truly believe what they're seeing is raw, unadulterated emotion, a moment that transcends sports entertainment. Lesnar, breathing heavy, snatched a headset, leaned into the mic, and bellowed, "Cena, tomorrow is D-Day!" He dropped the mic, the sound echoing through the arena, a chilling finality. The entire segment? Less than 4 minutes. No entrance music, no flashy pyrotechnics, just unadulterated, terrifying carnage. In the immediate aftermath, it was a chaotic scene. Medics carefully strapped a dazed Corey Graves onto a stretcher, his body still reeling from the impact. He managed a weak thumbs up, a testament to his toughness and professionalism. But there was no way he was standing on his own. The commentators, bless their hearts, were selling the legitimacy of the attack hard, talking about possible concussion protocol rather than the usual tweaked knee or stinger. This wasn't a standard wrestling bump. This felt real, dangerous, and deeply unsettling. Out in the arena concourse, you had parents instinctively covering their kids' eyes, trying to shield them from the brutality, while teenagers, glued to their phone screens, were recording every single second, capturing the raw, unfiltered chaos for posterity. And that, my friends, is exactly the optic WWE wants. Lesnar as the human car crash you just cannot, absolutely cannot look away from. The social feeds? They absolutely exploded. Clips tagged RF5F5F5 were everywhere, going viral instantly. And within 15 minutes, that brutal footage had already outperformed every single SmackDown highlight from the past month combined. Trending #1 on Twitter, topping YouTube sports charts. Mission accomplished, and then some. It was a digital wildfire spreading Lesnar's destructive message far and wide. But let's rewind for a second, shall we? Because the real bomb dropped moments after Lesnar vanished from the ringside area. Cameras caught him stomping, a man on a mission, straight through the gorilla position, a whirlwind of intensity. And who was standing there, almost as if waiting for his cue? Paul Heyman. Arms crossed, no phone in hand, no usual smarmy smile plastered on his face. Just that incredibly familiar, almost unsettling look of calculated curiosity. A flicker of something ancient in his eyes. Brock stopped dead in his tracks, stared deep into Heyman's eyes, and then, in a voice barely above a whisper, uttered 5 words that sent shivers down spines. "We should talk." Heyman, ever the master manipulator, didn't respond on camera, but the mic, ever so subtly, picked up his exhale, a sound that was equal parts sheer excitement and undeniable primal fear. That 5-second interaction, that's the most intriguing, tension-filled thing Heyman has done since he decided to align himself with the likes of Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. If those carefully constructed alliances suddenly feel a little flimsy, a little less secure, it's because they absolutely are. Heyman, after all, has always followed the biggest box office shark in the tank. And that shark, the apex predator himself, just asked for a meeting. The implications are staggering. So, what could this reunion actually look like? The speculation is already running wild, and frankly, all the options are tantalizing, each one promising a seismic shift in the WWE landscape. Option A, the simplest and perhaps most brutal. Heyman unceremoniously dumps Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, cutting them loose to align himself once again with the beast incarnate for what could be a career-defining one-off against Cena. It's a clean break, a return to the tried and true, and a clear message to the locker room about who Heyman's true loyalties lie with. Option C, the ultimate swerve. Heyman, ever the cunning strategist, actually plays Lesnar, leading to a Wrestle Palooza finish that not only protects Cena, but also somehow manages to keep Braun Breaker's momentum absolutely soaring. This would be a masterclass in long-term booking, a testament to Heyman's unparalleled ability to weave intricate, captivating narratives. The truth is, any of these outcomes would dramatically shift the power dynamics backstage, because Heyman's greatest, most potent strength isn't just his mic skills, it's his unparalleled narrative leverage. Whoever has the advocate quite simply has the storylines. If Lesnar truly regains Heyman, that iconic Paul Heyman guy narrative is instantly reborn, and believe me, every single babyface contender in the company will be lining up, desperate for that rub, that credibility, that instant main event status that only Heyman can provide. Now, where was John Cena during all this chaos? He wasn't on SmackDown tonight, busy promoting his latest film project on morning shows, as is his superstar prerogative. But he wasn't silent. A quick, impactful response. Pre-recorded, aired later in the broadcast. And what a response it was. Standing stoically in front of a perfectly draped American flag, he slowly removed his cap, looked dead into the camera lens, and delivered his message. "Brock, you want a war? I'll bring the battlefield." It was short, it was sweet, and notably there wasn't a single catchphrase in sight. Cena, the grizzled veteran, knows Lesnar's attack on Graves was a deliberate, brutal tactic designed to force emotion over reason, to drag him into a purely visceral fight. And how is Cena countering? With calm, unwavering defiance. He's not playing Brock's game. That tonal contrast, Brock's unbridled, unpredictable chaos versus Cena's quiet, resolute stoicism, that's what gives this feud a depth and texture that so many other matches, frankly, just lack. It's not just a fight. It's a clash of philosophies, a battle between raw instinct and unwavering principle. Look, if you're even half as hyped for Wrestle Palooza as I am after all this, then do yourself a favor. Hit that subscribe button right now, and while you're at it, drop your prediction in the comments below. Is it Lesnar with Heyman, the Dream Team reborn? Or is the Beast going to fly solo one last time in a blaze of glory? Your comments, they don't just fuel the discussion, they fuel the algorithm, and I'm always down to talk wrestling. I'll be replying to the first 100, so don't be shy, get typing. Let's get this conversation going. And let's not forget, other things happened on SmackDown tonight, important things. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, for example, successfully retained their titles, a significant moment for the women's division, solidifying their dominance. Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, under Heyman's watchful eye, absolutely dismantled their opponents, showcasing their raw power and Heyman's growing influence. The Usos even delivered a cryptic, intriguing Titantron promo, hinting at future moves in the tag team scene. Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes, they still signed their contract, still brawled like rabid dogs in the main event, intensifying their rivalry for Wrestle Palooza, with McIntyre delivering a devastating Glasgow kiss headbutt. But did you see Charlotte and Alexa's post-match interviews? Probably not, because they got unceremoniously shoved to the YouTube extras, all that valuable airtime devoured by Lesnar's rampage. Check the highlight packages on WWE's official channel. Cody and Drew's brawl is running second. That almost never happens when you have two world title caliber programs colliding like this. Even the Usos' cryptic message, which usually would be dissected for days, felt like little more than background noise. That, my friends, is the undeniable gravitational pull of Brock Lesnar. Everything else in the WWE universe orbits around him, whether creative wants it to or not. He's a black hole of attention, sucking all the oxygen out of the room. Of course, the internet, specifically Reddit, is absolutely buzzing with fan theories, and some of them are genuinely mind-blowing, showing just how engaged the fan base is. Theory 1. Lesnar versus Cena doesn't even have a clean finish. It ends in a no contest, thanks to interference from Heyman's current clients, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, setting up a massive triple threat match, or even a tag team match at Survivor Series. This would be a genius move to keep multiple stars hot and build anticipation. Theory 2. This one's deliciously devious. Corey Graves, after his brutal beating, returns not as a commentator, but as a vengeful heel manager, specifically targeting Lesnar. His motivation? A chilling declaration. You took me out, Brock, so I'm taking your future. He could cost Lesnar the match, igniting an entirely new, deeply personal feud that no one saw coming. Theory 3. Given Lesnar's D-Day comment, some fans are speculating WWE might lean into the real-life military term, using it to inject a massive gimmick match, perhaps even a 5-on-5 invasion angle, into Wrestle Palooza. Imagine the chaos, the sheer scale of such a match. Now, none of these are confirmed, obviously, but the fact that we can logically argue for all three, and they all make some kind of twisted sense, just goes to show you how wide open, how creatively fertile, the road ahead is right now. The possibilities are endless, and that's incredibly exciting. Let's take a quick trip down memory lane because Brock Lesnar has a history of these kinds of explosive entrances, these undeniable statements. Go back to 2002, Lesnar's very first night on Raw, a fresh-faced monster, and what did he do? He F5'd poor Spike Dudley through a table before anyone even truly knew his name, leaving a lasting impression. Fast forward to 2012, the Beast returns after years away, and who's his first victim? None other than John Cena himself, taking an F5 right out of the gate, signaling a new era of dominance. And just last year, 2023, Cody Rhodes felt the wrath of that very same devastating move, setting the stage for their high-profile rivalry. See a pattern here? Every single major Lesnar era, every new chapter, begins with an undeniable exclamation point, usually delivered to someone who simply isn't ready for it, someone who becomes an unwitting pawn in his grand scheme. Tonight, Corey Graves unceremoniously joins that exclusive, painful club. But here's the kicker. The stakes feel undeniably higher this time. Lesnar's window for full-time dates, for regular appearances, is undeniably shrinking. That means every single time he steps into that arena, every F5 he delivers, every word he utters, it's legacy-defining. This isn't just setting up a match, it's cementing a chapter in his legendary, brutal career, a chapter that will be talked about for years to come. Beyond the in-ring action and the backstage drama, let's talk brass tacks, shall we? The business side of things. Wrestle Palooza ticket prices on the secondary market, they didn't just rise, they spiked a staggering 12% within an hour of SmackDown ending. That's a direct, measurable impact, a clear indication of public demand. ESPN's wrestling-focused tweet about the F5s to Graves, it pulled in north of 2 million impressions, numbers typically reserved for massive Royal Rumble surprises or WrestleMania main events, proving the mainstream appeal of Lesnar's chaos. And get this, the WWE shop's servers actually crashed when the new D-Day shirt, featuring Lesnar, went live. WWE shop claimed it was just a coincidence, a technical glitch. But let's be real. Nobody, absolutely nobody, believes that. The bottom line is simple, stark, and undeniable. Chaos equals cash. And when it comes to monetizing mayhem, absolutely nobody does it better or more effectively than Brock Lesnar. He's a walking, breathing, F5 delivering cash cow. So as we stand on the precipice of Wrestle Palooza, the burning question, the one that will dominate every pre-show discussion, every online forum, is this. Will Paul Heyman, the master strategist, the evil genius, walk to the ring alongside the Beast Incarnate, a reunion of epic proportions? Or will Brock Lesnar, in a final defiant act, go lone wolf one last time, proving he needs no one, not even his advocate? Either way, the indelible image, the one that will haunt our minds from this go-home show, is that of Corey Graves, lying motionless, while a bloodthirsty crowd chanted for a third F5. Think about that. If John Cena somehow survives Wrestle Palooza tomorrow night, he'll do it in a ring policed by a referee who just witnessed Lesnar tear through a commentator like he was made of tissue paper. That chilling visual, that raw, visceral display of power, it doesn't just linger. It fundamentally shifts the entire dynamic of the pay-per-view. It elevates it from a mere sports entertainment spectacle into something with a legitimate, terrifying fight feel, a true clash of titans. So, make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you don't miss a thing, and drop your prediction. Heyman reunion, yes or no? I'll be here, seeing you tomorrow night for all the live coverage because Wrestle Palooza just got a whole lot more dangerous.